need help, that was very nice. Thank you. And that's why I like this Toastmaster Club very much. But going back to my speech, it's kind of hard to come back from the vacation in Hawaii and get into something boring like this. But I wanted to talk about something that I do every day, project planning, and try to make it more something that you can do and incorporate in everyday life. And also convince you on the things that we do every day are not necessarily unplanned. Our brain doesn't think that way, but if you put a little bit more thought and structure around it, you can actually incorporate some of the good habits in your life. So take things, everyday things that you do, right? You get up in the morning, you take a shower, you come to Toastmasters. All these things that you do, or the tasks that you do in project planning lingo, are seem like more like the things that are flowing on a conveyor belt, right? Just one thing comes after another, horizontally, and you're taking one of those things and just doing it, or they're triggered by some external event. A lot of these things are tasks on their own, and other things are, they are tasks that you can group together and call that a project. So, Hawaii vacation, for example, can be considered a project, and it has multiple tasks in it. Researching the islands that you want to go, calling your travel agent, and suddenly you're doing this, and your wife calls and hey, there's a diaper emergency for a kid, and you go do that, and then come back again, try to do the things that you're trying to do in your project. What happens is you think that you're doing these things randomly in a certain manner without really putting any structure around it. So this is not really the way your brain is working. Your brain is actually doing it very, very methodically, and what I call that as a natural planning model. And this model is basically, it has 5 or 6 steps that I'm going to lay out in front of you. I've written them down here. They look more like a large corporation strategic planning kind of model, but it's really not. It's very simple, and I'll kind of explain these things through some simple example like planning a dinner tonight, right? So instead of planning dinner, what is the reason that you're planning the dinner for? It can be for your somebody is visiting you, it's a business meeting, or it's a romantic date, whatever that is. That's the defining purpose of the meeting of it. Principles are basically the things that constrain what you're trying to do. So you're thinking, I want to go to dinner, but I want it to be very comfortable. I have this much of budget to kind of spend on the dinner and all those things, right? Once you have that, then you are thinking, when I go there, I want to have a nice dinner, or is it a elaborate setup, or it's a very formal setting. So you're thinking, how I want it to be occurring. So you're kind of outcome envisioning what you're trying to do, and then you're brainstorming the things that you need to do. That you need to make a reservation. You need to make sure all the people are coming. If there is any other party that you want to invite to, what dress you want to wear, and all kinds of stuff. So all those thoughts that come in your mind from where you are right now and when the event occurs. So it's kind of filling that gap from now to that. And so just all those thoughts come in. And then your brain is kind of thinking, okay, if I have to get the reservation, I have to call them now. But if I have to call them now, I have to make sure that my friend who is coming, he's visiting us, he's going to make sure that he's coming. So you kind of then organize those things in a series of in a sequential manner. So there's a dependency on those tasks that you're trying to do. And then you take your first action for whatever from those tasks that you're trying to do to accomplish that. So this is the way your brain functions naturally, right? You don't even think that your brain is actually thinking that way, but it's actually working in that manner, very structured. What I'm trying to tell you is that this natural planning model is not normal for us to behave in every way that we do. So what I want to do is to kind of tell you that, this is the way your brain works, and you want to be thinking on all the things that you're trying to do in that structured way, so that it kind of helps you, more structure and more planning and more structure in what you're trying to do. I hope that was useful. It was short speech. Thank you.